Hi, I have another channeled message for the collective. Shame is the lowest vibration that a human can feel. And it's the shame that you've been carrying and running from that has been keeping you stuck in this cycle. When you are scared to feel all of your feelings, you are avoiding some of the shame. And it's the shame that has been carried down for generations and generations and generations. This is one of the main reasons why your parents don't want to have honest conversations or cannot have honest conversations, because they are either consciously or subconsciously avoiding the shame of what they did, whether it was intentional or not. They're avoiding the shame that they do not want to feel for what they did to you or didn't do for you. And so now who breaks the cycle? You. And this is why so many feelings are coming up and you're having all of these emotions and triggers. And so I invite you to get curious about the shame. It's not going to kill you, I promise. I've had to sit in a lot of shame in my journey for the ways that I've treated people, the ways that I've emotionally manipulated people, the ways that I've just cut people off, all these different things that I did that were a learned behavior from the environment I grew up in. And so once I really could sit with it and say, okay, this shame of my abuse and assaults and all the things, is this my shame or is this someone else's shame? And some of it is mine, I did it, but I know where it stems from. And even though it was uncomfortable to sit in it and admit certain things, it set me free. It was a big part of my shadow and my insecurities and why I lack so much confidence in myself. And I was tired of feeling unconfident. I was tired of walking around feeling like I had this shadow or this rain cloud over me all the time. So I finally sat in it and I surrounded myself with people that made me feel, free to express myself without judgment. This is why so many of you have distanced yourself and have let go of certain friends that you really didn't feel safe with, so that you could make space for people who could hold space for you without judgment, so that you can talk about these things that you did, so you can talk about the things that happened to you. Shame is such a low vibration, so we're running from feeling it. We are ultimately capping ourselves out from the bliss and the euphoria that comes after releasing the shame. The shame does not run you. It's not who you are. It's not your identity. It's something that happened. It's an experience that you went through. It's something that you did in a version of you that you no longer even resonate with, but we still have to feel it in order to heal it. So when we have things that we have to admit, when we have to say sorry, when we have to hold ourselves accountable, when we have to look back in the past and say, I did that, even though I know the reason why I did that. That's where we stop the cycle of continuing to blame those before us and continuing to run from it and hurting people simultaneously. Shame is not an easy emotion. It doesn't feel good. But once you feel it, you don't have to keep reliving it and running from it. And then you can actually elevate in the way that I know that you want to. So get curious about the shame. Get curious about these shadows and insecurities so that you can bring them to the surface and finally be the confident, authentic person that I know that you are striving to be. Shame's not going to kill you. It's going to set you free. I love you guys. That's all I got for you today. Bye.